The journey of the soul is an odyssey spanning countless lifetimes, a continuous unfolding of experiences, lessons, and growth. Yet, for many, there is an unsettling familiarity to certain struggles, patterns, and relationships that seem to repeat themselves, almost as if an unseen force is orchestrating a cosmic replay. Why do our souls seem to return to the same challenges, encounter similar personalities, and face analogous obstacles time and again? To understand this profound phenomenon, we turn to the remarkable insights of Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, whose trance readings unveiled a meticulous tapestry of spiritual laws governing human existence, with reincarnation and karma at its very heart. Cayce, a humble man who initially rejected the very idea of reincarnation, was compelled by the consistency and accuracy of his own readings to accept it as a fundamental truth. He observed, through thousands of life readings given while in an altered state of consciousness, that individuals carried over predispositions, talents, illnesses, and relationship dynamics from previous incarnations, all serving a singular, overarching purpose: the evolution of the soul. These past life patterns are not random occurrences or arbitrary punishments. Rather, they are intricate threads woven into the fabric of our present existence, offering unparalleled opportunities for learning, healing, and spiritual progression. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, presents us with recurring scenarios not to torment us, but to provide repeated chances to master lessons we previously overlooked or failed to fully integrate. It is a divine patience, an insistence that we eventually align ourselves with universal laws of love, compassion, and understanding. Asterisk, at the core of this understanding lies the universal law of karma, often misunderstood as a system of punishment and reward. In Cayce's profound interpretation, karma is not a punitive judgment, but rather a precise, natural law of cause and effect, an unbreakable principle of spiritual physics. Every thought, word, and deed we project into the cosmos, whether benevolent or harmful, creates an energetic ripple that eventually returns to its source. It is the spiritual equivalent of Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This law ensures balance and harmony within the universe, prompting us to take responsibility for our creations. If, in a past life, an individual used their power to oppress others, they might find themselves in a present life feeling disempowered or subject to the control of others, not as a punishment, but as an opportunity to experience the inverse of their previous actions, thereby learning empathy and the proper use of power. Conversely, acts of great kindness, service, or selfless love in one lifetime can manifest as innate talents, protective circumstances, or serendipitous opportunities in another. These karmic patterns are not about settling scores in a vengeful sense. They are about achieving equilibrium and fostering soul growth. The soul continually seeks to balance the scales of justice, not through retribution, but through the experience of consequences, leading to an expansion of consciousness and a deeper understanding of universal truths. For instance, a soul that withheld forgiveness in a previous incarnation might repeatedly encounter situations in this life where forgiveness is urgently required, perhaps with the very same souls involved in the original transgression. This continuous encounter is the universe providing the precise conditions for the lesson to be learned and the karmic imbalance to be rectified, not in a single dramatic event, but often through a series of subtle yet persistent interactions. The repetition serves as a mirror, reflecting back to us the areas where we still need to grow, where our understanding of love and interconnectedness remains incomplete. It is a compassionate mechanism designed to guide us towards our highest potential. Asterisk, the most compelling reason for the soul's repetitive patterns, according to Edgar Cayce, is the concept of unfinished lessons and the imperative for soul growth. Life after life, the soul undertakes a curriculum of spiritual development. Each lifetime serves as a classroom, presenting unique challenges and opportunities tailored to the specific lessons the soul needs to master. These lessons are fundamental virtues and spiritual principles: patience, humility, compassion, forgiveness, selfless love, self-control, integrity, and faith. If a soul fails to integrate a particular lesson in one lifetime, perhaps by succumbing to anger instead of practicing patience, or by choosing selfishness over service, it will invariably find itself presented with similar circumstances in subsequent incarnations. The universe is persistent and infinitely patient. These recurring patterns act as cosmic reminders, flashing signals that say, "This is still a lesson for you." For example, someone who repeatedly finds themselves in abusive relationships might be learning lessons about self-worth, setting boundaries, and understanding true love. A person who struggles with chronic financial instability despite earnest efforts may be grappling with past life issues related to greed, misuse of resources, or a lack of trust in divine provision. Cayce emphasized that these lessons are not about perfection, but about progress. It is not about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them and consciously choosing a higher path in subsequent opportunities. The soul is constantly striving towards greater spiritual alignment, and each repeating pattern is an invitation to elevate one's consciousness and respond differently. The goal is to move beyond the reactive impulses of the lower self and embrace the proactive, loving wisdom of the higher self. The repetition itself is a gift, providing the necessary pressure and context for the soul to finally turn towards the light of understanding and mastery. The very persistence of these challenges indicates the soul's deep yearning for completion and true liberation. Asterisk, relationships, in particular, are central to the manifestation of past life patterns and group karma. Edgar Cayce's readings frequently revealed that the people who populate our lives, family members, spouses, close friends, even significant adversaries, often souls with whom we have shared profound connections in previous incarnations. We travel in soul groups or karmic clusters, returning to Earth together to resolve unfinished business, repay debts, fulfill promises, or deepen bonds of love and service. The intensity of attraction or repulsion we feel towards certain individuals often hints at deep-seated past life connections. A powerful, inexplicable bond with a stranger might suggest a long-standing soulmate connection, while a persistent conflict with a family member could stem from unresolved issues or past grievances that demand reconciliation. Karma within relationships is not merely about negative interactions. It encompasses the full spectrum of human connection. It could be about two souls who were lovers in one life needing to learn how to operate as siblings in another, fostering different aspects of unconditional love. It could involve a master and student reversing roles to experience different perspectives on authority and humility. The dynamics we observe in our current relationships often mirror the unresolved issues from past lives. A person who struggles with trust might have been betrayed in a previous incarnation, and the present relationship dynamic serves as an opportunity to heal that wound through vulnerability and faith. Cayce's readings provided countless examples of individuals finding their current partners were once their parents, children, or even rivals in a previous era. The purpose of these karmic encounters is to provide the perfect crucible for spiritual lessons, encouraging empathy, forgiveness, and unconditional love. Each relationship offers a unique mirror, reflecting back to us where we are in our journey of soul evolution and what unlearned lessons still require our attention for the collective growth of the soul group. Beyond psychological and relational patterns, Edgar Cayce's most startling revelations often concern physical ailments and their past life influences. A significant portion of his life readings focused on diagnosing and recommending treatments for various illnesses, and frequently, the root cause of a present physical condition was traced back to a past life experience. This was not meant to assign blame, but rather to provide a deeper understanding of the soul's journey and the intricate ways in which karma manifests. For instance, Cayce indicated that certain chronic conditions, unexplained pains, or even birthmarks could be imprints of past life traumas, abuses of the body, or actions that caused harm to others. A person suffering from a persistent throat ailment might have misused their voice in a previous life, perhaps spreading gossip, teaching falsehoods, or failing to speak their truth when it was necessary. Someone with chronic back pain might have carried a great burden in a past life, literally or metaphorically, or perhaps inflicted a similar burden upon others. A birthmark could signify the location of a fatal wound in a previous incarnation, serving as a constant, subtle reminder of a past lesson related to violence or self-preservation. The principle here is not that every illness has a past life origin, but that for many, there is a spiritual root that complements the physical and psychological dimensions. Understanding this past life connection, even if only intuitively, can sometimes unlock profound healing in the present. It helps the individual see their illness not as an arbitrary misfortune, but as a teaching tool, an opportunity to make amends or to shift consciousness around the original karmic imbalance. The body, in this view, becomes a physical manifestation of the soul's current state of balance or imbalance. By addressing the spiritual root through conscious choices, forgiveness, and applying spiritual laws in daily life, individuals can often facilitate healing on all levels. These physical manifestations are thus another form of a repetitive pattern, signaling the need for inner work and a revaluation of one's spiritual journey. Conversely, not all past life influences are challenging or linked to physical ailments. Edgar Cayce's readings also extensively documented the phenomenon of talents, gifts, and instincts carried over from previous lives. Many individuals possess innate abilities, unusual aptitudes, or strong inclinations that cannot be fully explained by genetics or environmental factors. A child prodigy in music, an individual with an extraordinary facility for languages, or someone with an intuitive understanding of mechanics might be drawing upon skills honed over many lifetimes. These talents are not random, they are assets the soul has cultivated through persistent effort and dedication in previous incarnations. A soul that spent multiple lifetimes as a musician would naturally find it easier to master an instrument in the present. Someone who was a healer or spiritual teacher in a past era might exhibit an innate compassion and wisdom beyond their years. Even seemingly irrational fears or phobias, such as an intense dread of water or heights, can sometimes be traced to traumatic past life experiences, like drowning or falling. These carried over abilities are meant to serve a higher purpose in the present life. Cayce emphasized that true talents are not merely for personal gain or glory, but are entrusted to the individual to be used for the benefit of humanity, for service to others, and for the advancement of spiritual principles. When a soul utilizes its accumulated talents in alignment with divine will, it generates positive karma and accelerates its evolutionary journey. The ease with which certain skills are acquired, the inherent joy derived from particular activities, or the strong, undeniable pull towards certain fields of endeavor are often echoes from past lives, guiding the soul towards its highest expression and potential in the current incarnation. Recognizing these inherent gifts helps individuals understand their unique contribution to the world and how their repetitive aptitudes serve a greater design. The critical question, then, is how to break these cycles. Edgar Cayce emphatically stated that while karma is real, it is not fatalistic. The law of karma is always subservient to the law of grace. And the key to transcending repetitive patterns lies in the conscious exercise of free will and the transformative power of forgiveness. We are not mere puppets of our past. We possess the divine spark of free will, which allows us to choose how we respond to the karmic patterns that arise in our lives. When confronted with a familiar challenge or a difficult relationship dynamic, we have the power to choose a different response than we did in a previous incarnation, or even earlier in this one. This conscious choice to act with love, patience, compassion, or forgiveness, rather than reacting with anger, fear, or resentment, is what breaks the cycle. Forgiveness, in particular, is a potent alchemical agent. It is not about condoning harmful actions, but about releasing the emotional baggage, resentment, and bitterness that bind us to the past. Forgiving others, and crucially, forgiving oneself, severs the energetic cords that perpetuate karmic loops. It allows the soul to move forward unburdened. Cayce's readings stressed that active application of spiritual principles in daily life, such as the Golden Rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, is the most effective way to create positive karma and transcend negative patterns. By consciously choosing love over fear, service over selfishness, and understanding over judgment, we rewrite our karmic script. The very act of becoming aware of these patterns is the first step towards breaking them. This awareness empowers us to make new choices, thereby creating new, more harmonious karmic effects for the future. It is a continuous process of self-mastery, an alignment with higher spiritual truths. Ultimately, the overarching purpose of reincarnation and the repetitive patterns we experience is soul evolution. Life is a school, and the earth is a testing ground where souls are given myriad opportunities to learn and grow, to refine their understanding of universal laws, and to move closer to their divine source. The journey is one of bringing the individual consciousness into full alignment with the Christ consciousness, or universal love, which Cayce believed was the ultimate destiny of every soul. Each lifetime is a precious opportunity to shed limiting beliefs, release egoic attachments, expand compassion, and manifest the attributes of the Creator. The lessons learned through repetitive patterns are designed to strip away everything that is not truly us, everything that hinders our spiritual progress, until only the essence of divine love remains. It is a journey of purification, refinement, and ultimately, reunion with the Godhead. The soul continually seeks experiences that will accelerate its growth, even if those experiences are challenging. Without the opportunity for repeated incarnations, the soul would lack the necessary time and diverse experiences to fully integrate complex spiritual lessons. It is through this cyclical process that the soul truly understands the interconnectedness of all life, the power of love, and the profound responsibility that comes with free will. The repetition, therefore, is a benevolent mechanism, guiding us patiently towards our highest spiritual potential and helping us remember our true divine nature. The entire cosmos conspires to help us awaken. For those seeking to consciously work with and heal past life patterns, Edgar Cayce's readings offer practical guidance. The first step is cultivating self-awareness. Pay close attention to recurring themes, challenges, and relationship dynamics in your life. What patterns keep showing up? What lessons do you seem to be repeatedly encountering? Journaling, meditation, and quiet contemplation can help surface these insights. Secondly, practice self-observation without judgment. Once a pattern is identified, observe your reactions to it. Are you responding in the same old ways, or are you making new choices? Thirdly, cultivate forgiveness as a daily practice. Forgive those who may have wronged you, and equally important, forgive yourself for past mistakes, both in this life and previous ones. This releases the energetic ties that bind you to the past. Fourthly, engage in service to others. Cayce consistently emphasized that service is one of the quickest ways to clear karma and accelerate spiritual growth. By focusing on the needs of others, we shift our consciousness away from self-centeredness and align with universal love. Fifthly, apply spiritual principles consistently in your daily life. Practice patience, kindness, integrity, and unconditional love in every interaction. Each conscious, loving choice creates positive karma and helps dissolve old patterns. While past life regression can be a tool for some, Cayce cautioned against seeking knowledge for mere curiosity, emphasizing that the most important work is done in the present by living constructively. The present moment is always the point of power, where we can choose to break old habits and forge new, more harmonious paths. By embracing these principles, we actively participate in our soul's evolution, transforming repetitive patterns into stepping stones for profound growth. In summation, the enigma of why our souls repeat past life patterns is beautifully illuminated by the profound wisdom channeled through Edgar Cayce. It is a testament to the universe's benevolent design, a system intricately woven with the threads of cause and effect, purpose, and infinite patience. These recurring experiences are not punitive cosmic retributions, but rather meticulously crafted opportunities for the soul to learn, grow, and ultimately to return to its divine origin. From the subtle nuances of our personality to the complex dynamics of our relationships and even the persistent challenges of physical health, every aspect of our present existence can bear the imprint of previous incarnations. The law of karma, as understood by Cayce, serves not as a judge, but as an impartial mirror, reflecting back to us the consequences of our past actions and guiding us towards greater balance and understanding. Unfinished lessons beckon us, urging us to master virtues like compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love, which we may have neglected in previous sojourns. Our soul companions, those individuals who populate our lives, are often fellow travelers from past epochs, offering us the ideal conditions for collective karmic resolution and soul group evolution. Yet, within this grand cosmic design lies the undeniable power of free will. We are not trapped by our past. Rather, we are empowered by our present choices. Through conscious awareness, sincere forgiveness, and consistent application of spiritual principles in our daily lives, we possess the profound ability to break free from self-limiting cycles. We can choose to respond differently, to act with higher wisdom, and to transform the very fabric of our future. The journey of the soul is an ongoing pilgrimage of evolution, a continuous unfolding towards greater light, understanding, and unity. By embracing this understanding, we no longer see challenges as arbitrary misfortunes, but as sacred invitations to grow, to heal, and to fulfill our highest spiritual potential. Each moment is an opportunity to rewrite our soul's story, weaving a new tapestry of conscious choices, leading us ever closer to the realization of our true divine nature.